Finally, the nerfs are announced. They're not as impactful as I thought they'd be, but I'm glad they're doing something so soon. Now here are the changes. Corrupt Elementalist now costs 6 mana up from 5, so 1 mana increase. We got Sludge Slurper down from 2 attack to 1, Faceless Corruptor from 5 attack to 4, and Mogu Fleshshaper up to 9 mana from 7. So I'll go through the Battlegrounds changes later, and those seem a bit more drastic than the standard ones. But let's talk about Corrupt Elementalist. Now I feel like Shaman kind of needed more nerfs, or maybe different nerfs. I'm glad Corrupt Elementalist got touched. This is a change that I did want. The 1 mana increase, it doesn't seem to change it too much. But now they can't just play Elementalist 1 turn sooner and then follow up with a Dragon's Pack, followed up by another Dragon's Pack. So, I mean, I guess it's going to slow it down a little bit, but I was kind of hoping for this change in addition to a change in Dragon's Pack or Galakrond or some other change, because Token Shaman in general is almost even better than Galakrond Shaman, and this doesn't really change it at all. So I still feel like Shaman's going to be tier 1 deck. So, yeah, be careful. Sludge Slurper going down 1 attack. I honestly don't think this is too big of a deal. I guess it might hurt the token build in addition to every other Shaman deck. It's essentially just a Cable Rat for 1 less mana that gives 1 overload, right? That's kind of cool. Also kind of hurts Murloc Shaman, which seemed like it was still a pretty decent deck. So I guess I'm okay with this. I just wish, again, they would have touched Galakrond Shaman in some other way, and I don't think Mogu Fleshshaper really counts. A 2 mana hit. I guess this should delay most Mogu Fleshshapers. I don't know. It seems like you don't want to build a board against Shaman. Not only because they'll just destroy it with all their invoked elemental dudes, but they get to counter you with Fleshshaper and make huge boards. Now, them being at 9 mana means they can get 10 mana minions out of it when they mutate. So there's not a lot of 10 mana minions. What are there? There's Emerus, which is an 8/8. There's Caligos, which is a 4/12 and has an amazing effect. There's Nozari, which is a 4/12. I guess that's kind of a low roll at this point. There's Boom Reaver, which is a 7/9. And then we got some scary ones. Big Bad Archmage, Colossus of the Moon, 10/10 with Divine Shield Reborn. We got Deathwing as a 12/12, which they could have got off the other one anyway, because there was the other Deathwing. And Hakar, which will be pretty cool, pretty fun. Kind of a low roll, I guess, doesn't really matter too much. And the lowest of low rolls, King Phaeorus, a 5/5. Oh yeah, there's also Living Monument, 10/10 Taunt, and Mechathune, which is 10/10 Mech. So, I mean, I'm glad they nerfed Fleshshaper 2 mana. I am scared of the Colossus of the Moon, because that's just an amazing card and it's really annoying to deal with. But hopefully this allows them to at least not get 2 Fleshshapers out. Sometimes that just happens. But again, I wish they would have touched a Dragon's Pack or Galakrond in some way. They did say they'll be evaluating the results of these changes over the coming weeks and look forward to your feedback. So they sound like they're open to doing another change. Yeah, last card here that got changed is Faceless Corruptor, which is now 4 attack down from 5. Now this was run in Shaman, so this does touch them a little bit, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's more of a deal for other classes that were trying to combat this Shaman. This kind of hurts Quest Hunter a little bit, but I don't think it hurts Shaman that much at all. But, you know, it was a pretty annoying card for, I don't know, if you're playing stuff like Priest and Mage. I guess you don't really like seeing a Faceless Corruptor on curve. It's pretty annoying. It's a lot of stats added to the board. So this should help a decent amount. But I just feel like it's not targeting Shaman enough. So the main thing here everyone seems to be complaining about is that the Necreum Apothecary has not been changed at all. It's still very, very good, and it allows Rogue to high roll. And rogues often high roll, and the main problem here is that they get the Apothecary down, it hits the Warbringer, and then that buffs all the things in their hand. And these things have charge, like the Boar and the Deckhand. And maybe they need to change the Boar and the Deckhand somehow, because these keep being, you know, these end up turning into problematic cards so consistently that, I don't know, they gotta remove them from the game or something. But anyway, hopefully Shaman is less of an issue, which allows other players to play different cards in their deck. Maybe Rogue won't be as much of an issue if you can run silences now. Maybe there's going to be some spellbreakers. Maybe there's going to be some mass dispels, some silence, some Ironbeak owls. I don't know. Hopefully there's a way to deal with all the rogues, but it does seem like Rogue will be number one because Rogue was so close to Shaman, and now that this change is obviously hitting Shaman more than Rogue, then maybe shit, it's gonna be Rogue time. All right, so let's look at Battlegrounds changes. I don't play Battlegrounds too much anymore, but these are some massive changes. Boogeymonster going from tier 5 to tier 4. Boogeymonster is kind of just trash. Mechano-egg going from 5 to 4. No one really ever chose Mechano-egg in my experience, but it does seem like maybe people are going to lean towards mech builds with these other changes. Beast going from tier 4 to 3. Coldlight Seer from tier 2 to 3, which Murlocs were just insane. So thank God this will be slowed down a little bit, hitting Murlocs a little. They got Primalfin Lookout, which was changed last week, going from tier 4 to tier 5 because it was just way too powerful to find, I don't know, McGurgles and Seers super early on, and Amalgams as well. And speaking of Amalgam has been removed from the pool of minions. It's gone. That's pretty insane. So maybe more demon builds now. Hopefully, demons have never really had their time in the sun. Is that what they say? So thank goodness. Good riddance, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? They might bring it back like they're kind of doing with heroes. Brann Bronzebeard has been removed from the pool of available heroes. He was just way too good. He had a super high win rate. He was not fun to play against. Sometimes your opponent just got him and they drew battle cry after battle cry. He was just nutty. So happy to see him gone. He'll probably be brought back later or something as +0/+1 or +1/0 or something. Bartendotron added back to the pool of available heroes, and it doesn't seem like there's any changes at all to Bartendotron, so kind of interesting. But yeah, with Amalgam gone, I feel like, well, Murlocs are still going to be pretty strong, but I think mechs are going to rise back into popularity. Mechs are just super good. You don't really need Amalgams for mechs to be good. And I also think people like Daryl are going to be even better because it's going to be harder to get huge dudes. Like the Amalgam was always the dude who you were making huge, right? Tons of buffs on him. You throw poison on him. You make your Amalgams massive. And if you found the Amalgams, you were lucky and you did great. And if you didn't, you didn't do great. So yeah, Amalgam gone. Pretty happy about that. So maybe you guys might enjoy some Battlegrounds now. So yeah, that's about it. I hope there is another patch in the near future. I do feel like Rogue is still kind of going to be an issue, but I do think this might open up some leeway to mess around with stuff like Priest and Mage, and hopefully Druid, because nobody's playing Druid right now. But Druid really can't deal with those Apothecary rogues at all, so maybe it's just not going to happen. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to hit the video with the thumbs up if you liked it. Good luck on ladder, and stay hydrated.